All right, testing, testing, testing. Make sure the volume is working, and we'll get going. Okay. So good evening, everybody. It is 8:31, so right on schedule, basically. And once again, tonight we will be breaking some more boxes for our Breakers Club. Good evening, Super Gadget. I neglected to prepare the list of names again. I was trying to remember to put those on the side of the screen, but I forgot. So since I forgot, let me just quickly run through using versions of the Discord usernames in most cases. Diamondbacks are going to be going to Triple L Supreme, the Braves to Jackal, Orioles and Red Sox to Super Gadget, Cubs, Astros, Royals, Marlins, Mariners, and the non-MLB slot will be going to JC. White Sox, Padres, Giants to Swinko. I have the Reds. Rockies to Adam K. Tigers to Engel Woodstock. Angels to Peach Pits. Mike has the Guardians, Dodgers, Mets, Phillies, Rangers, Blue Jays, and Nationals, a.k.a. the All-World Series grouping. Uncle Ben has the Brewers. Iowa State has the Twins. Andy S. has the Yankees. Don Dog has the Athletics. 412, J-Mac has Pirates. Cards on Cards has the Cardinals. And Doublebrook has the Rays. So those are the teams, team assignments. They're the same as they've been for the last 4 weeks, but wanted to make sure I just said those again. All right, so for tonight, as I said, we will be opening up 4 different boxes. I was very pleased to find an unopened box of 2023 Topps Chrome Platinum. This is, of course, a retail, but we should get 3 bonus Prism Refractor cards in there. We also have a new 2025 Panini Prism Blaster this time. We have an old school Blaster back when they were in giant boxes like this. Probably over half of that's going to be styrofoam. But this is 2000 Fleer Mystique. We should have 8 cards or 8 packs here with 3 cards per pack. And we've got 2024 Topps Archives with 2 autographs and 8 exclusive pink parallels. This is a hobby box. There's your little hobby logo. So that's what we're going to be breaking tonight. All right, let me get caught up on the comments real fast here. Good evening, JC. Good evening, Super Gadget. Super Gadget says, watching this in the World Series while having a beer with a cat on my lap, so no more comments from me. That all sounds good to me, except for the cat on the lap, because I am allergic to cats. That is a relatively new thing in my life. Only discovered that I was allergic to cats maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago now, 2 to 3 years ago. So, yeah. Let's start with the newest stuff, shall we? Let's start with 2025 Panini Prism tonight. World Series has been entertaining. I did not watch all of last night's game. I imagine most people did not, especially those of us on the East Coast and without a real rooting interest in the series. This is one of those series where I guess I don't really care who wins because it's your empty box. On the one hand, the Blue Jays, it'd be nice to see them win. That'd be cool. But on the other hand, my Reds were knocked out by the Dodgers. So there's some sort of sick, perverse, mental gymnastics that you can do if your team is knocked out by the World Series winner. Makes you feel a little bit better than if they're knocked out by someone else that also doesn't win. So that's how I view this. So I guess I don't care too much who wins. I enjoy watching Ohtani. He's pretty amazing. So anyways, JC says watch tonight's games like a Maddox special, hour 45 tops. I mean, they're so tired. It very well could be. I saw a thing on, I don't know, social media somewhere that said, like, I guess Brad Paisley, I didn't see who sung the national anthem, but I guess it was Brad Paisley last night. He's apparently sung like 4 World Series national anthems and they've all gone into extra innings or something. So that's interesting. Anyways, don't know if it's true. Didn't look it up. Here we go. 5 cards per pack. 2025 Panini Prism. Good luck, everybody. I will try not to take too long tonight because I know many people would probably prefer to have the World Series on, and I can't have the TV on while I'm doing this. It's too distracting. for me, if no one else. Okay, so we've got Kyle DeBarge for Minnesota. Nice Paul Neal. We got a Dingers, Leo DeVries for the Padres. Kind of like those, all right. We have a Prism, Jack Leiter for Texas. Parallel. And Mac Horvath for Tampa Bay. Super Gadget works for a Canadian company, so have to back the Jays. Fair. And JC just hates the Dodgers. Also fair. I can't argue with any of that. Eddie Collins, Chicago. There's a Yankee, Hideki Matsui. And we've got some color. How about a nice James Wood green? Green Prism, not numbered, but nice and shiny for Washington. And a red cracked ice, whatever they call these now. But a very nice one for the Tigers. Al Kaline going to Engel Woodstock. I don't know if Andy's in the room tonight, but there you go, Andy. I'm sure you'll be happy with that one. And we got Ian Kinsler for Texas. You know, sometimes Andy's able to join us live. All right. Next pack. We got Mr. Max Muncy, Oakland. Dontrell Willis. Nice one for Florida. We got a red shiny talisman, Chase Dollander for Colorado, numbered 392 out of 399. It's a pretty sweet looking card. The base ones of these maybe not that exciting, but the red, whatever this is, very nice. Colorado going to Adam K. There you go, Adam. Adam also sometimes in the room with us. I will sleeve that one in a moment. We have another Prism, Ricky Tideman for Toronto. And we finish this pack off with a nice Manny Ramirez. Next pack. We've got, whoops, he's upside down. Emilian Petre for Tampa. Elson Howard, New York. We've got a, I always want to say a refractor, a Prism Prince Fielder for the Brewers. We have a sparkly red Joe Jackson for Chicago. And we finish this pack with Dante Nori for the Phillies. So I kind of like the Prism set. The design, the base design could be a little more interesting, but the parallels are fun. Los Angeles, we got Alex Freeland. Tommy White for Oakland. We've got a Fireworks Charlie Condon for Colorado. Yes, Colorado. There it is. It says up there. That's pretty. We got another red Prism here. Cam Smith for Houston. And Ethan Salas for San Diego. And that leaves us with one last pack for our first blaster. And I tried to pick, for the most part, faster boxes tonight to open, and then we'll finish off the Breakers Club next week with our final 4 boxes. We got Blake Mitchell for Kansas City, Enrique Bradfield Jr., Baltimore. We've got a prismatic Jace Jung for Detroit, and a Tommy Troy, red cracked ice, whatever they call these things, for Arizona, Tommy Troy, and Harry Ford for Seattle. So that is the blaster. Not bad. Not bad. We did get the one numbered out of 399, which I just sleeved. So yeah, I think not bad. Nothing amazing, but nothing terrible. All right, I'm going to do this one next because I'm excited for this one. I just like this set. I don't really know. I guess it never came out last year. This was what, two years and done? Is that right? I don't remember seeing it last year at all. 2024. Or did it just pass me by? Or did we open it and I've already forgotten? Any of those things are possible. Especially because of last night. I was up too late myself and I'm very tired. All right, so here's what the inside of that box looks like. There's your empty box. We'll get that out of the way. And now we get 4 cards per pack. And then our Fleer Mystique box has 3 cards per pack. So lots of wrappers, fewer and fewer cards. All right, good luck, everybody. We begin with a Cardinal, Jordan Walker, right off the bat. Tyler Anderson, Angels. Michael Kopech, White Sox. We've got a Bubba Thompson, blue, not numbered, that I see. Nice rookie, though, with the blue border. Going to Kansas City. Royals are going to JC. Going to you, my friend. Nice blue on the Bubba. Like the blue with the Royals blue. And how about Carlton Fisk for the White Sox? There's a blast from the past. Next pack. For the World Series, Toronto Blue Jays, Dalton Varsho. We got Kyle Gibson, Baltimore. Nomar Garciaparra, nice one for the Red Sox. And Teoscar Hernandez for Seattle. Next pack. Matt McLain for my Reds. Nice rookie. He's got to really pull it together for next year, though, or he's not going to make it all season. Mark Teixeira, Rangers. Ryan Mountcastle, Baltimore. That's like a, yeah, you can kind of see that in the light right in there. There's some sort of like weird marking. And then Joe Mauer for the Twins. Let's see. Super Guy says, like the set. JC says, only coming out a year late and supposedly 2024 during 2025 is skipped. Okay, so just not happening this year. The Topps is having all kinds of issues getting stuff out again. I thought we were past that for them. Super Guy says, lots of base runners so far tonight. Is it still? I don't even know what the score is because I get too distracted. I can't have the TV on when I do this. And then JC asks, where did I happen to find this? It's next to impossible to locate. Yes, I was very excited to get this. That's a great question. Where did I buy this? I don't know is the short answer. I don't remember. Let me see if I have it handy. I don't know if I do. I think I might have just bought it off of eBay. I don't know. I think I might have got it off eBay. I got a couple of blasters off eBay that I couldn't find. So it might have been from eBay. It was $50. That's what I paid for it. So, and I don't remember if that's with or without shipping. So definitely more than retail, but that's sort of the fun of the Breakers Club is can get different things. So I know a lot of people like this set, and it's a huge set. So even if you have some of it, there's a good chance you might get something new. Yeah. So let's keep going. Oscar Gonzalez for the Guardians. I don't know him. Mason Miller, Oakland. We got JP France for the Astros. Travis Swaggerty for the Pirates, and Mitch Haniger for the Giants. Let's see. Super Guy didn't know score yet. Okay, thank you. And Super Guy also says collector store has some cool recent stuff. Big sale in November. Yes, I need to try to look for those sales and stock up for potentially next year if people are still interested in doing the group breaks and the Discord and all that good stuff. And the Patreon, for that matter. All right, looks like we might have something interesting in this pack. So let's find out. Nick Prado for the Royals. Got Jonathan India, but I'm going to slide Mr. Tris Speaker up first for the Red Sox. That's kind of a cool card. There's Jonathan India for the Reds. And then underneath that is a very sharp-looking Jared Walsh for the Angels. And I don't know if you can make that out the bottom there, but it is numbered 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. There, you can see that in the light. How's that for a blaster hit? Jared Walsh, 1 out of 10. That is a beautiful card that it will be sleeved immediately. Look at that for the Angels. That is going to Peach Pits, who I'm sure will be happy with that one. Very nice. That is a sharp looking card. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but that is beautiful. It looks special, which is what you want with a card numbered out of 10. All right, well, let's see what else we can pull. Liover Pigura, Pirates. Oswald Peraza, Yankees. We've got a refractor, Brandon Hughes for the Cubs. I thought they said refractor on him someplace. Oh, yeah, it does right there. And then behind him was Austin Hedges of the Rangers. Run for the Dodgers. Is Toronto just walking Ohtani every time now? I saw the manager said that's what they were going to do the rest of the series, which is a little bit of a bummer for fans that are just want to watch, the best players in baseball play. But I understand that he hits about 2 home runs every game. Michael Stefanik for the Angels. Cody Thomas, Athletics. We got Charlie Blackmon, Rockies, and old school Alan Trammell for the Tigers. And we have 1 pack left in this blaster. All right. For the Dodgers, World Series Dodgers, Michael Grove. Rockies, Ezequiel Tovar. Astros, Kyle Tucker. Nice one there. Another Dodger, Miguel Vargas. Prism Refractor. I can't remember what they call this one. I had to do so much research from this set when I was acquiring the Barry Larkin cards, but I've since forgotten the names of most of them. And then Christian Packy for the Phillies finishes off that blaster. So no complaints here. Pure big prize. Very nice. Number 1 out of 10 for the Angels, the Jared Walsh. The Bubba Blue is also nice, and then a couple more parallels, plus, some base cards. I don't know that it was $50 worth, but, at least we got a rare card. All right, next up is our box of 2000 Fleer Mystique. So this is another blaster, but these are the old retail blasters that were in giant boxes when we just didn't care about anything. And then inside, I'm expecting a lot of styrofoam. So we get a thank you for purchasing, and we get some packs, and we get a huge block of styrofoam. And I don't think that this set has anything underneath, but we'll lift it out just in case. Yeah, nothing there. Big block of styrofoam, though. Look how thick that is. That'll fill up my trash can. All right. Well, let's get that box out of the way. And we can get that out of the way. All right. So we've got several packs here. These are, of course, retail packs, so we get 3 cards per pack. But there is a chance for autograph cards, including Cal Ripken, A-Rod, and Hideo Nomo. So imagine that if we pulled one of those. That would be pretty sweet. Let's see. Super Guy just says Ohtani just had a regular walk. Okay. And JC says he didn't realize how much he reminds me of a stormtrooper with all of his white batting armor. That's fair. That's fair. All right. So here is what the design looks like. So we begin with Vinny Castilla as a Ray. That's got to be a pretty good what's the baseball 3x3 square thingy? You know what I'm talking about. Over on Baseball Reference. That would be a good name to remember for the Rays. We got Chipper Jones for the Braves. I like the team logo in the circle. The backs are very Fleer. Turn of the century Fleer. And we've got Frank Thomas for the White Sox. It's only some star power in the first pack. There are some inserts and whatnot that we could pull. Maybe we should look at those before we go too far. So there's 125 player cards and then 50 prospects. There are 175 gold parallels, which are 1 in 20 packs. And then there are Diamond Dominators 1 in 8, Supernaturals 1 in 16, Rookie IPO 1 in 16, High Praise 1 in 32, Seismic Activity 1 in 64, Club 3000, which I always thought were pretty sweet. Those are 1 in 32. There's also memorabilia versions, which are hand numbered. The autographs are 1 in 400, and the Field of Games are also 1 in 400. So not real likely that we get a hit. but we could. All right. We have Mike Mussina first, and then we have a Mystique mystery card, which I'm going to have to peel that off to see what's underneath there. So I'll have to carefully peel that in just a moment. We've got Ben Grieve for the A's, and then we have a checklist. So let me... Let me see. Oh, that's not so bad. Will it come off nicely, though? No. Kind of, if I'm careful. It wants to stick. Okay, so it's going to the Cubs. So we can see that right there. But we're going to try to get one side off if I can. This is some fascinating. I have ripped a box this before, and although it doesn't peel off nicely, so this is going to be a Diamond Dominator. You can usually carefully get the little scraps that are left over on. So I won't peel off the front because we verified that it's just a one single player guy card. So those will come off if you peel them a little bit more carefully. But what I'll do is I'll sleeve this just so that that sticky stuff doesn't get on any other cards. But that is going to be a Diamond Dominator for Sammy Sosa. And I will leave it to JC to get the front of that off. Well, JC, you get to peel the front of this Sammy Sosa. So the gimmick of Mystique is that there are cards that are basically mysteries. If I am not mistaken, I think it was the previous year, you might have had to peel every card or most of the cards, or maybe it was one card per pack. I don't know. There was something, they had like a black covering, if I remember right. And they were even more mysterious, so to speak, than this particular set. So yeah, that was kind of the gimmick. All right, we've got for the Cardinals, Fernando Tatis. We have another one I have to try to peel, and then we've got Fred McGriff for the Rays. And they also no clear way to know what's the front and back. But I think all the inserts and parallels get the Mystique covering. All right, so this one's really not wanting to come off nicely, but it's a rookie. It's a rookie. It might be Alfonso Soriano. Again, doesn't want to peel off. It is Alfonso Soriano. And again, it leaves some of that residue, which you can get off if you're careful. But I will not be messing with it too much. So there is Alfonso Soriano rookie IPO, which is a pretty cool card. I don't think I've actually seen one of those before. So again, you have to peel the backs. Yankees. Where are the Yankees? That's going to Andy. So Andy, you got some peeling to do now. But I will sleeve it just so, and then here's just so you can see what these look like once you peel the little sparkly things off. You can kind of see the stuff that sticks behind. Yeah, it's not bad. If you just take your time, they're not bad. They you know, I probably wouldn't set it in for grading at this point by the time you scrape that off, but you know, it's okay. But you have to peel them because those are the inserts and the parallels, I believe, that get the Mystique treatment. All right, next pack, another Yankee, nice one, Derek Jeter. We got Adrian Beltre for the Dodgers and JD Drew for the Cardinals. I like this. I think it was a fun gimmick. I wouldn't mind a card company bringing it back as long as they can, you know, use some sort of sticker thing that actually does mostly peel off after 20 years. Got Paul O'Neill for the Yankees, another one to peel, and a Nomar Garciaparra. I like the Mystique in the background there. The backs of the cards are fine. So I like the set. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I like it. All right, we've got another one to peel. This is going to be a Prospects subset card. And it is a prospect of Ramon Ortiz, pitcher. If I can get the rest of this off here. Well, that one peeled off mostly. So this is Ramon Ortiz of the Angels. So this will be going to the Angels slot. That is going back to Peach Pits. So Peach Pits, now you have something to peel. But that's one of these short print. I think they're short print. They are short print prospect cards. Yeah, I think that it's a similar idea to those Topps Finest layers. Obviously, with the main difference before all the Mystique sets, at least there might only be 2 years of Mystique. I'm not sure. It didn't last that long. Is, you know, you can't see what the card is without peeling it. Whereas at least most of the finest ones that I've seen are more clear, or, you know, they have like the writing on it, but at least you know what card you're getting. So, you know, I see benefits to both, I suppose. I think these are more fun, but I think that the clear see-through is actually much more practical. All right, so we got Darren Erstad for the Angels, Richie Sexson for Cleveland, and Edgardo Alfonso for the Mets. But they're still fun. And part of Breakers Club is to find, or try to find, products that I think will be fun to open and different. Craig Biggio for the Astros. There are so many cards and products out there. So Robin Ventura, Mets, and Tom Glavine for the Braves. We've got one more pack. I will say, though, finding late 90s, early 2000s stuff is getting nearly impossible for a decent price. So I don't know how much longer I'll be able to do that, but I will not give up. And then we've got Mike Cameron for the Seattle. We've got one more mystery card, which is fun, and Gabe Kapler for the Rangers. All right. I wish I could tell what was the front and back before I peel. Like just a little bit. Okay, so that looks like the back. We'd agree that's the back. So let's try to peel the front and see what we get. Let's see if I'm right. You just kind of have to work it slowly. And it's not going to be perfect. This looks like it is an A-Rod. I think we got ourselves an A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez. Yep, Alex Rodriguez. Another Diamond Dominator. Going to Seattle. Nice A-Rod. Those are pretty sharp looking cards. Maybe sharper once the residue is peeled off the rest of it. But that is going to Seattle, and Seattle is JC. So JC, you've got a couple of cards, I think, to peel. So there we go. So we pulled the A-Rod Diamond Dominator, and we pulled the Sosa Diamond Dominator. And I thought that those were a little rarer than that. So I think we actually made out pretty well. Thought they were maybe one per box, but we got two. Yeah, they're 1 in 8 packs. So we definitely did well there. So there you go. Fleer Mystique. Lots of shiny. Lots of shiny. Decent base cards. Not a lot of cards per blaster, but that's kind of how it goes. I think that Mystique was Fleer's attempt at a higher end retail set, if that makes sense. So, all right, and our final box for tonight, and then you guys can get back to your World Series game while I sort. 2024 Topps Archives, another box that I was happy to find, because Archives, I mean, knock on wood, but Archives has done very well for us. Probably of all the brands that we've opened as part of whether it's just breaker clubs or regular group breaks, I don't know, like bang for buck. We've had it's hard to beat what we've done in archives. I mean, the clear winner was the Otani auto that we pulled a while back, but we also pulled a dual Chipper Andrew Jones auto and several other nice cards. So we've generally speaking had good luck with archives. So I'm going to pull all the packs out, or try to, and then get the box out of the way. There's all the packs. There's your empty box. Put that on the floor out of here. All right. And this will be the final box for tonight. So we will see if our good luck can continue, or maybe we'll just get 2 scrubs. You know, who knows? That's the fun of it, right? We've had a good run so far in Breakers Club, though, overall. So hopefully everyone's having fun, and hopefully everyone will get some good stuff for their own personal collections. All right. So with that said, good luck to everybody. And here we go. Anthony Rizzo for the Yankees. Mark McGuire, St. Louis. Seiya Suzuki, Chicago. Gunnar Henderson, Baltimore. We've got at the break, Gunnar Henderson, back-to-back Gunners for Baltimore. Tyler Black, Brewers. Mason Wynn, Cardinals. And Zach Wheeler for the Phillies. JC agrees that we had our best autos. Yeah, I'm trying to think back to what other we've had some nice autos here and there, but certainly I think Archives has taken the cake. Yu Darvish, Padres. Wilson Contreras, Cardinals. We've got a Michael Busch pink, not numbered, for the Cubs. And William Contreras for the Brewers. A nice Bobby Witt Jr. for the Royals. O'Neill Cruz for Pittsburgh. Shane McClanahan for the Rays. And Mr. Hank Aaron for the Braves. And yes, this box should have 2 autographs in it. So hopefully at least one of them will be good. Thurman Munson, Yankees. Lou Piniella, Royals. This looks so young there. Ronald Acuna Jr., Braves. Jack Leiter, rookie for the Rangers. We got Own the Game, William Contreras for the Brewers. Stan Musial for St. Louis. Joe Torre, also St. Louis. And Willie Mays. Nice Willie Mays for the Giants. I guess once this break is over, I will probably flip the TV on while I start to sort some of these. We got Fernando Tatis Jr. Padres. Nolan Jones Rockies. We've got a Paul Skeens for Pittsburgh. Now, there is unfortunately, maybe you can't see it, but I saw like there's a kind of like a line that goes right down the middle of that card. Almost looks like a roller line. There, you can just see it right in the light, right down there. There's like a weird line there, but it is a nice Paul Skeens rookie. We got JP Sears, Athletics. Brandon Lowe, Rays. We have at the break Jordan Westberg. So Orioles getting a lot of love there. Bretton Doyle, Rockies, and Nick Nastrini, rookie for the White Sox. JC says he has the Lou Piniella auto. Was that one that we pulled? I don't remember. Did we pull? No, I don't think we pulled I'm trying to remember what we opened this before. I can't remember what we pulled out of it though. Vaughn Grissom, Red Sox. Spencer Strider, Braves. Jonathan Clase, Blue Jays. We got pink Jose Altuve. Nice one for Houston. Vlad Guerrero Jr. for the Blue Jays. Mike Mussina, Orioles. Michael Harris II for the Braves. And Colt Keith, rookie for Detroit. All right. We have Yamamoto, rookie. There's a nice one for LA. Shea Langeliers, Oakland. Yandy Diaz, Rays. Pudge Rodriguez for the Rangers. Stephen Kwan, Guardians. We have Shea Langeliers, blue. This is numbered 11 out of 25. Going to Oakland. Oakland, where are you on the list, Oakland? Oakland, going to Don Dog. Very nice. Numbered 11 out of 25. I will sleeve that in 1 second. But let's finish our pack. We got an Evan Carter for the Rangers rookie and Teoscar Hernandez for LA. So that's a couple of very low serial numbered cards this break. Okay, JC says it was a different break. Yeah, I couldn't remember. I feel like I would have remembered Piniella, but I don't know. Things blend together. George Springer, Blue Jays. Tom Seaver, Mets. Kyle Bradish, Orioles. Joe Adell, Angels. We got Endy Rodriguez for Pittsburgh. And we've got a Wrecking Crew, Adolis Garcia for the Rangers, insert. Billy Williams, Cubs. And Babe Ruth for the Yankees. So is Ohtani the best baseball player after Babe Ruth? That's the question. I think most people would put Babe Ruth first, but is Ohtani the clear number 2? Can we say that now? Carlos Beltran, Royals. Is it too soon to say that? For the Guardians, Brian Rocio. Pete Crow Armstrong, rookie for the Cubs. McLean for the Reds. We got a pink David Wright for the Mets. Patrick Bailey, Giants. Trey Turner, Phillies. And Byron Buxton for the Twins. Next pack. George Kirby, Mariners. Jacob Young, Nationals. There's Mookie Betts of your Dodgers. Andrew Vaughn, White Sox. We got a Marcell Ozuna Wrecking Crew for Atlanta. Max Schumann for the Athletics. Randy Arozarena for the Mariners. And Bo Bichette for the Blue Jays. So we're getting a nice sampling of both World Series teams tonight, which I suppose is fun. Pedro Martinez for the Red Sox. Ryan Sandberg, Cubs. Trey Lipscomb, rookie for the Nationals. Brian Ramos, rookie for the White Sox. Emmett Sheehan, rookie for the Dodgers. We've got a new breed, Heston Kjerstad for the Orioles. Orioles are getting a lot of inserts in this box. Monty Irvin, Giants. And Ted Williams, Red Sox. Super Gadget says, yes, Ohtani is good at bat and on the mound. I think I have to agree. He's truly an all-around star. Willie Ames, Brewers. Freddie Freeman, Dodgers. Eloy Jimenez, Orioles. Tariq Skubal, the one and only for the Tigers. Aaron Judge, also one and only for the Yankees. We got Joe Adell, pink, for the Angels. Emmanuel Clase, Guardians. And Cedric Mullins, Orioles. Let me stack some more of those over there. Next pack. Still looking for our hits. We've got Landon Knack, Dodgers. Reese Olson, Tigers. Heston Kjerstad, Orioles. Dylan Cease, Padres. Nolan Gorman, Cardinals. We've got a Michael Harris II, red. This is numbered. Can you make that out? It's right on his elbow there. There it is. 10 out of 50. 10 out of 50 going to the Braves. That's going to Jackal, who sometimes is in the room. I don't know if Jackal's here tonight, but there you go, my friend. Have a nice Michael Harris II. Red. Looks pretty sharp with the Braves uniform. I'll say that in one moment. Kevin Pillar for the Angels and a Nick Gonzalez Pirates rookie rounds out that pack. Maybe we can pull another Ohtani rookie. Or auto, I mean. We won't pull an Ohtani rookie from this box, but we could pull an auto. I think he has one in here. Spencer Torkelson, Tigers. Garrett Cole, Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton, Yankees. Michael Young, Rangers. Buster Posey, Giants. Own the Game, Ronel Blanco for the Astros. Austin Wells, Yankees. And Alexis Diaz, Reds. I feel like a lot of Yankees in that pack. JC's not going to quite give Ohtani the baton yet, so he's got to have 10 years in the show, which I think is also a fair take. But boy, he is so good. Grayson Rodriguez, Orioles. Kyron Paris, Angels. Andrew McCutchen, Pirates. Josh Lowe, Rays. We got Nolan Shanuel, new breed rookie, going to the Angels. Sandy Koufax, Dodgers. Johan Santana, Twins. And Jordan Westburg, rookie for the Orioles. Forgot how many rookies the Orioles had in 2024 stuff. They had a lot. Which is another nice thing about the Breakers Club by getting different years. Some years certain teams are more heavily featured. So this hopefully balances out the teams as we go through all of our boxes. Oh, we got Yuki Matsui, Padres, Marco Luciano, Giants, Ichiro, Mariners, Curtis Mead, Rays. And we have an Ellie De La Cruz, white. I guess I'm pretty sure that's a parallel of some kind. It's like on the old school stock. I'm going to look at that number in a second. We have Luis Arias, Padres own the game. Ronel Blanco, Astros, and Masataka Yoshida for the Red Sox. But I feel like, yeah, that's definitely, I don't know what they called it, but it's like an old school cardboard parallel. And that's a nice one because it's a LA rookie. So I will sleeve that and I guess try to figure out what the heck that is some other time. Donnie, good evening. It is a nice Ellie. I hope Ellie can be what he's capable of being, if that makes sense. Andrew Abbott, Reds. Brian Reynolds, Pirates. Oslevis Basabi, Rays. Nayuka Uwasawa for the Red Sox. Aaron Nola, Phillies. Pete Crow Armstrong, pink rookie for the Cubs. That could be a nice one for the Cubs. Kerry Carpenter, Tigers. And Edwin Diaz for the Mets. Still looking for hits or autos. They're hiding. Wade Boggs, Red Sox. Kyle Manzardo, Guardians. Henry Davis, Pirates. Josh Jung, Rangers. For the Yankees, Mickey Mantle. We got an at the break for the Guardians, Jose Ramirez. Mitch Haniger, Mariners. And Kybert Ruiz for the Nationals. So this is all we got left. Next pack. JT Realmuto. Didn't let myself enough room to put the base cards down. Phillies. Max Scherzer, Rangers. Dalton Varsho, your Blue Jays. Connor Joe, Pirates. Jake Berger, Marlins. We have a Own the Game. This is a nice one. Matt Williams, Own the Game for the Giants. 2006 Own the Game autograph from 2024. That is pretty sweet. Going to the Giants. San Fran is on my list someplace. Problem is I didn't leave my list in alphabetical order. I tried to group it by Swinko. This is going to Swinko. Bonafide, nice autograph right there. Beautiful penmanship by Matt Williams. I do like that. That's very nice. I'm going to sleeve and put that in a protective case. We got Chase Utley, Phillies, and Francisco Lindor for the Mets. Let me find a case for that real fast. All right, so for Swinko, there we are. Matt Williams, very nice. JC is already trying to get his hands on that auto from Swinko. Well, we do have a Giants fan in the Discord, at least one that I know. So there might be some wheeling and dealing to be done for that one. How about a nice Ken Griffey Jr. base card? I mean, the guy just doesn't have a bad card. Jose Barrios, Blue Jays. Edward Julian, Twins. Wyatt Langford, rookie for the Rangers. Yariel Rodriguez, another Blue Jay. Jesus Luzardo, Marlins. MJ Melendez, Royals. And Jose Ramirez for the Guardians. We should still have one more auto in here. I should try to look up when it breaks over, I'll try to quickly see if I can't find the insertion odds for that. I'm guessing they're quite rare. Frank Thomas for the White Sox. Another one of those like lines down the middle of this guy. It must be maybe from the way they seal the packs or something. I can't. There. If I get it just right in the light, you can see it right down the middle, like right across his eye there. Just weird. Gary Sanchez, Brewers. Loris Gurriel Jr., Diamondbacks. Tyler Soderstrom, Athletics. Jackson Merrill, nice rookie for the Padres. We got Shea Langoliers, Wrecking Crew for Oakland. Corey Seager, Rangers. And Lou Gehrig for the Yankees. Nick. Salvador Perez, Royals. Dansby Swanson, Cubs. Adley Rutschman, Orioles. Brent Rooker, Athletics. Logan Webb, Giants. We got a nice pink Ernie Banks. Justin Turner, Mariners. And Tim Anderson for the Marlins. 3 packs remaining tonight. I'm going to hopefully get this in about an hour. That's not bad. Of course, I did say at the onset that I would try to be fast, but not too bad. All right, we got Zach Gallen, Diamondbacks. Nolan Shanuel, Angels. Junior Caminero, Rays. Marcus Semien, Rangers. David Ortiz, Red Sox. We have our second auto is a Parker Meadows rookie from the fan favorites set. Parker Meadows going to the Tigers. That is going to Engel Woodstock. Again, don't think he's in the room tonight, but he will be happy with that. Nice Parker Meadows rookie. We did well again. No complaints from me. Pretty nice. Pretty nice card. I will sleeve that in just one moment. We got Ke'Bryan Hayes, ex-Pirate, and Elly De La Cruz, regular rookie. So there's the 2 Ellys. This is some sort of variation, obviously. All right, let me get Mr. Parker Meadows here. And I was figuring we should get 2 autos. So when I got my first hard case, now I've got my second one ready to go. So once again, I would say a successful box. We still have another 2 packs, but yeah, Archives is where it's at for us. We might not do the super high-end expensive stuff, you know, the Topps tributes and nonsense like that, but we do pretty well. JC with some research for us. Own the Game autos are 1 in 160 hobbies, so quite rare. JJ Bledley, Athletics. Luis Matos, Giants. Duke Snyder, Dodgers. Mike Schmidt, Phillies. Manny Machado, Padres. We got a new breed, Shota Imanaga for the Cubbies. Quinn Priester, Red Sox, and Cody Bellinger for the Cubs. And our final pack for tonight. Any last pack of magic? I don't really know what else to hope for, but something colored in there. Jacob deGrom, Rangers. Randy Johnson, Diamondbacks. Chris Bryant, Rockies. Brian Bello, Red Sox. It's an Endy Rodriguez pink for the Pirates. Kyle Tucker, Astros. Ryan Jeffers, Twins. And our final card for tonight is Paul Goldschmidt of the Cardinals. Whew, so that is your Topps Archives. Quick recap for this box since it was a bit longer. We had the Ellie image parallel or whatever that is. We had the Michael Harris II out of 50 and the Shea Langoliers out of 25. So 2 very rare parallels and then a whole host of inserts and other parallels. And then our 2 autos, the Matt Williams and the Parker Meadows, both very nice. So a super successful end to night number 4. But don't fret, we still have one more night of Breakers Club, which will be next week. Next week, we will be ripping 2002 Fleer Triple Crown, 2019 Topps High Tech, the 2025 Game Face, that little tiny box character thing, and 2002 Diamond Kings. So another hopefully fairly quick evening. But that is scheduled for next Tuesday. That actually takes us into November. So we will be getting ready not just for that, but also for our next Patreon group break. And as a reminder, in October, the Patreon break is 2025 Bowman Chrome Mega Boxes. We will be breaking those in early November. Those are in hand, so no worries there. And then I will be announcing very soon on the Discord and on the Patreon what the November break will be. But I am not quite ready to do that. I don't think. Well, let me see if it came. I don't know if it did. Hold on. It did. Well, the one thing did anyways. Let me just see here. Yeah, so we will be breaking I'm trying to decide which order I'm going to do things in. But I think what we're going to do is probably some Topps Holiday in for the part of the next Patreon. I might add in some. This won't be the only thing, but I do have a couple of the holiday mega boxes that are in hand now. So that will be part of it. Will be at least one of those, and then something else probably. Or maybe I'll just do it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I probably shouldn't have said anything because I'm not sure. But we're getting there. All right. And JC's, blue foil won 107 hobby. So that was also the red hot foil won 159 hobby. So we did well with all three of those. And JC also says we'll probably have to catch next week on replay. I'll be out of town for work, and this is smack in the middle of our team dinner. Well, that's perfectly fair. Don't miss dinner. No, I don't blame you. I'll probably stick with the 8:30, at least for this time. We can always, if there's a better time for people, it seemed like the 8:30 Eastern, my time, seemed to work for most people. I can't do anything sooner than that because I have to get my son to bed, but I'm certainly open to changing the time in the future. But I think for Breakers Club, this particular one, I said 8:30, so I'll keep it at that for this go round. But happy to have that conversation if there's maybe a slightly better time for people, as long as it's not too darn late, because I'm old. I just kidding. I'm usually up till midnight anyways. But anyhow, I think that I have rambled enough. Have a lovely evening, everyone. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll be seeing you over on the Discord. Probably going to be posting some more free cards soon, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll be talking to you soon. Have a good night, everybody.